Hey, what's up, guys? So, since nobody asked, I decided I would make a video on why I'm no longer a conservative. Because I know that there's some family that follows me on here that is conservative, and I used to be conservative, and now I'm not conservative, and no one's ever asked me because it's an uncomfortable conversation. So, this is just kind of a why and my kind of transitioned into no longer being a conservative. What led me to that? Because I'm sure a lot of people think I'm brainwashed by the liberal media. I can assure you, it's not that. Because if you don't know, I have a very conservative family. My in-laws, that side of my family, very conservative. I live in the South, which is in general very conservative. I work in manufacturing among people that are all very conservative. So why am I not a conservative? I myself used to be a conservative. Why am I not? So I will go into that a little bit, and I'm not gonna take any shots at the other side because I would like to hear some responses on why you are a conservative, or if you're not, maybe your reasons also for not being one, without attacking the other side. Because if the only reason that you are of a certain party is to attack the other side, then you're just deeply misguided. You have misguided values. I don't know what else to say. So the reason that I switched, first off, I was a conservative growing up just because my parents were, and normally when you're young, you just kind of go with what your parents say. So they were conservatives, therefore I was conservative. I didn't really know what that meant because I wasn't really into politics in like my early 20s. I didn't mess with it, you know. I didn't even vote. Like I didn't vote until like 2 elections ago when Biden won. So first actual presidential election I voted in. So I know that's kind of sad because I'm 39, but better late than never. Um, but basically, what kind of turned me away from it wasn't just because I found myself as a conservative with too many buts. And what I mean by that is like, oh, I'm conservative, but I think the LGBTQ community should have the same exact rights as we do, kind of religious, so that they don't. I'm a conservative, but I support legalization of marijuana because if alcohol's legal, why is that not legal? Things like that, so I was conservative, but there's a lot of buts there. But what really kind of turned me away. The deciding factor for me was when Donald Trump won the presidential election. So, first off, Donald Trump had ran before, and he was pretty much laughed out of everything, when he was doing that whole, oh, the birth certificate for Obama, he's not from the US, and people just like, so when he ran, it was a joke. It was always a joke. Then all of a sudden he started gaining traction. I'm like, am I missing something? Like, he pretty ridiculous. And when he won the primary, I was like, okay, fine, we'll have our first woman president. I don't really like Hillary, but obviously she's going to win over Trump. And then Trump won. And what I saw, because I was like, no other politician is like him. Nobody else is that crass, All the other politicians are more politician-y. And then I saw a shift in the Conservative Party where every conservative politician started acting like Trump because they were like, that's what's going to get me votes. So that showed zero backbone. So I'm like, okay, so the Conservative Party has the politicians in it. They don't really have any backbone as far as I saw it, right? In my opinion, because they just started all acting like Trump. They're just doing what they need to do to get in power. Not saying that the left doesn't do that too, but I mean the drastic shift that happened so very quickly is ridiculous, and people will jump on board with whatever Trump says, even if they don't believe it. Because if you say the election wasn't stolen, you're not going to win your next election. If you are a conservative politician, so you have to just go with whatever he says, whether you believe it or not. And I'm seeing zero integrity from that party. And then I look at policies, and I look at things like, for instance, I mentioned earlier the LGBTQ community. You know, whether it is for you a religious reason or not, I don't feel like that should dictate everybody else's life, right? Like, you can be against gay marriage. If you want to, you can be against gay marriage. That's fine. Just don't get gay married. but trying to force that onto other people because of your religious values is a problem, because I feel like the freedom of religion is something that's ingrained in our Constitution, in the First Amendment, right? And you could say that our country was founded on Christian principles. That's fine. We still have the freedom of religion, though. It's still written into the Constitution, and you can try to manipulate that in certain ways, but it's pretty clear, right? And that's the same thing with abortion. So as a Christian, I am personally against abortion, and I am against it, but me being against it for my religious values shouldn't dictate what a woman that doesn't share those values can and can't do with their body. And I know it's a very simplified view, and abortion is something that is very complicated, and I get that. So I don't really harp on people that go like kind of the pro-life route, because it's a muddy top. It's not black and white, and anybody that says it is on either side, it's not. It's not black and white. It's very gray, and there are very many things. I feel like also, if you're gonna go with these anti-abortion laws, they are affecting people that are having miscarriages. And yes, I know that for a fact. That's not something I heard on the news. It's something I know for a fact. I'm just gonna leave that there. But also, it's not accounting for people that get that are I know I have to say it on this app, graped, or incest. It doesn't take. Most laws don't have any exceptions for stuff like that. None of the Republican conservatives, none of the conservative politicians are talking about doing anything to change that. So I just feel like that's a problem. And then people getting pregnant, getting graped at a young age. Some girls can get pregnant at a very young age, and you're okay with that though, because it's a small percentage. So for a 10-year-old that gets pregnant, you can go up to them personally and just say, "Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're a small percentage. You don't matter." That's kind of what you're saying. So it is a very gray topic. Once again, I'm not saying it's black and white, but I just feel like right now, even the laws that do prohibit that in most states are way too strict. So even if you're going to have those laws, I think those need to be changed. And once again, no conservative politicians are talking about that. So right now, and then the one thing that I was pretty much still on the side of conservatives was the political side, or not the political side, the economic side, because while capitalism is a very very messy system, it's the one that we have, and we can't change it. It's too late. We're too far into it to change it. So but now with all the stuff with the tariffs, which just don't work, and once again, almost every Republican politician is for this, while I know they're not for this. You made me agree with Rand Paul. That's not a good sign, because there are some conservative politicians that are pushing back on it. Props to them for that. But yeah, guys, so that's why I'm running out of time here. So I just wanted to kind of give a quick rundown, and I know like 10 minutes is quick, but on why I'm no longer a conservative. And I'm sure there's a lot of things I miss, a lot of things I glossed over, because this has to be under 10 minutes, because TikTok doesn't allow anything longer. But once again, guys, I would be very welcome if you want to create a video. I don't know if you can tag me in it, or just like you can just comment, "I made a video," why you are conservative, and I'll be happy to listen to it. Maybe we can have a discussion about it. I don't think minds will be changed, but I think if we can be respectful, we can at least kind of understand where each other are coming from. So I know this is like impossible to do on TikTok, but guys, let's keep it respectful. Let's just have a conversation. Let's not really debate too much. We can debate, but let's be friendly and kumbaya. That's never gonna work, but it's worth a shot. So let me know what you think, or if you just want to leave a quick comment, let me know what you think in the comments. Even if it's mean, go for it. It doesn't bother me. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time.